To learn about the off-grid lifestyle and to be inspired to live your dreams, click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Hit the bell notification. All right, so we're back at the tiny house again today with our little chickens. I don't know how excited everybody's going to be about these chicken videos. The video you're going to watch the day I'm recording this will be the first day you've seen the chickens, I think. And so we'll see how everybody responds to it. So if you don't respond well today, then you got 2 more videos to watch with these chickens. Today we decided we'd take them out of the top of the box and bring them down here underneath the box. And this is all the mess they have made just today alone. They were eating and drinking like crazy. But we felt like when they were up here, they wanted to see things better and they couldn't see. So what they were doing was they would jump up here on the ledge right here and just watch everything. Very friendly chicks. So we're really having a good time. They're having a good time. Just a minute ago, I had the window open. I wasn't thinking it was a little warm in here, so I opened the window. And I noticed they all huddled right here in this corner. So the wind would have been coming this direction. So Carolyn put the tray right here, just where it ended up being. So they all hid behind the tray here. As soon as I closed the window, they spread back out. So I felt bad. I got them cold. This is an old shower curtain we had. And this little setup we got here is working out really well. I like it a lot. It's not taking up a huge amount of room. We still can get around the house pretty good, even though it's a 12 by 16 house. This didn't really hamper our ability to get around in here very much. It did block the shelf that we have, but the 2 bottom shelves, that's just our laundry shelf. So, you know, you get in that once or twice a week. It's not a big deal. So it's all working out really good. We're really happy. They're very friendly. This is the first time I've ever had Buff Orpingtons. I've always gotten Rhode Island Reds, which now I know is a descendant of Buff Orpingtons and some other breed. But these are really friendly, apparently, and so far, that is a true statement. I'm not sure if you can see the black one back there, but we're guessing he's a rooster, because anytime we get into the cage, he kind of goes after us. So we're thinking he's already starting to want to protect the others. We'll see how many survive. We got 12, like I said. We were hoping to get 6. So if they survive, then we may have to get a bigger. Well, we've already talked about it, getting a bigger chicken coop. They have one at Orchland's for $249. It was huge. It was on sale. So we might start looking around and get one next month. We've already invested quite a bit this month, you know, getting the house furnished and up and operating, beds and, you know, knickknacks and things you got to have to live in a house. So we spent quite a bit of money this month. So next month we'll start investing a little bit more into chickens. So yesterday shows you that we went and got a truckload of wood for free from some guy that was giving it away. He was burning it throughout the winter, had some left over. He said it was too big to get in his stove, and he didn't want to cut it up, I guess. He never said why he was getting rid of it, but it replenished everything that we have used this winter so far. So we're back to having a full, what is this, 4.5 cords of wood. Remember, there's 2 stacks here. There's 1 stack here and the one behind it. So fill this back up. Now, I got to thinking about last summer. Carolyn kept telling me, hey Rob, this guy's giving away free firewood. And she would do this like twice a week. She'd see something on Facebook Marketplace, guy's giving away firewood. And you know, they'd have a picture of it and it's laying out back of your yard. And my guess is they bought it during the winter or had it during the winter. Summertime comes around, they're gonna move for whatever reason, or just want to get rid of it because they didn't want it in his yard for the summertime. There is a ton of firewood last summer. If that's the case this year, I'm going to get everything I can. It'll save on the wear and tear on the chainsaws and you know, my back. It's free firewood. And most of it's in pretty good shape. And most of it is probably dry. You figure they bought it, let's say they bought it in December. They're going to give it away June, July. By the time I use it, it'll be December again, November, December. That will be 1 year. That will be enough time for it to dry. Somebody said that I needed to build a solar kiln. I don't need to build a solar kiln. I just need to get it to sit around for a year. And that's where my problem is I haven't been here a year. Next month we will have been here a year. So, you know, I have wet firewood. It's not anything I could have done to speed up the process. It takes 1 year to dry out firewood. And we're really close. I mean, a lot of it was dry. When you're at 20%, you know, you're really getting into the dry range. And so, for example, I cut down this tree right here. Did you see the stump right here? I cut that down in June. That was a walnut. And I was able to burn all that. It worked out well. Now, this tree here, I just cut down. We're cutting down this area here so we can get better sun to our solar panels and to our garden, which is behind the brush pile there. Because the sun comes up from this direction, up and over, and into this direction. Well, both sides are covered by trees. So I'm cleaning this up. I got to get my chainsaw sharpened. You know, it was so cold when I did this. When the chainsaw died, I just put it away. I didn't sharpen it. Normally, as soon as I'm done using it, I sharpen it every time I use it. But I didn't do it this time. I'm not sure what kind of tree this is. Before I cut it, I thought it was a walnut, but it's not. So I need to get this cut up and split. That's another stack of wood. All these branches, you know, that'll make some nice firewood. We're getting back up to everything we use. I was really concerned that we weren't going to have enough for next year, but it's really panning out that we are. It just turned cold and now it's turning warm. It's like 50 degrees today. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm so far behind. What have I got to get done? So Carolyn and I came out and attempted to do some spring cleaning this morning. Although it really doesn't look like it. You know, we were living in the camper and there's just not a lot of storage space in the camper. So kind of everything moved outside. You know, we got paint brush cans here. You know, everything that's out here is being used. Water buckets, the tub. We use that for everything. That came out of the old trailer that we tore down where the tiny house sits now. But we use that to cover up firewood. We used it to mix concrete. Carolyn used it to do wash blankets. We use it for everything. So I just got to find a place for it. We're going to get rid of the Franklin stove. So I've started tearing that apart. We're making raised garden beds out of the blocks. So I got to find a junk dealer who wants to come and get that. We'll just get it out of here, get this area all cleaned up. And once you break it all down, it's not that messy. It just looks messy. And then we'll turn the camper into a shed, a garden shed, because the garden's just on the other side of this. Also, that's where the solar panels are connected. We got the batteries in there, the charge controller, the inverter, everything's in there. So we got our tarps spread out here, trying to get them to dry out. We'll get those folded up. We don't need those now. So we'll get back into the swing of things now that the cold snap is over. I want to finish up my chicken run. That is working out really well. And it was nice that we had a storm because you can see what happened. The side that the chicken wire is on is doing exactly what it was supposed to do. It's staying up very nice and sturdy, which gives me a lot of hope this is going to work. I made a video about this, but I had to stop. It was getting really cold when I started this project. My hands were getting numb and I couldn't operate the zip ties anymore. But this is going to work out well. You know, we got buzzers and sound makers and everything now, and we're going to get that bigger chicken coop. So this would be nice to move around throughout the yard. Chickens can eat and scratch and do the things they do. That'll keep the flying predators away from them. The screaming devices will keep the ground predators away from them. And of course, we'll just keep an eye on them, and we're always home most of the time. I mean, 99% of the time we're home. So one of the projects that I want to get started here pretty soon is a pole barn, but it's not really a pole barn. It's going to be like a pole lean-to. I've got a bunch of cedar trees that I've cut down and left them as poles. I got one here. There it is. It's all grown over. But I got one cedar pole here. That's a nice one. I got 4 over here. And cedar is really good for pole barns. Cedar doesn't rot. It lasts forever. So I got 4 here. They're not very big, but I don't need them very big. I just need it to hold up some tin roofing. And that way I can get my firewood underneath a structure of some sort instead of these tarps. These tarps, once the sun beats down on them all summer, they start to rot and fade away and degrade. And they're kind of expensive. I mean, $8-10 a piece, buying those all the time. And I can get the metal for free. You look on Facebook Marketplace, you're always finding free metal that we can you know, make it for a roof. So the sides will be open. So that means I gotta get this area cleaned up here pretty soon before the snakes come out. And this is where all our firewood will be. It'll work out really good here. It's close to the house. That's the next project. So that is kind of an update on what we have planned for this next few weeks. Get that tree cut, maybe start working on a pole barn, get the chicken run finished, get that area down there cleaned up better. And like it wasn't a house that we've been living in for a year. I'm really looking forward to the next several months, getting ready for next winter. And I think that's how this life is going to be. You're just always getting ready for the next season. And I like that for some reason. So I hope I can inspire you to love your dream. Thanks for watching.